Morning, family. Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you are all doing well. Please smash me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. I was expecting, I didn't sleep well last night. I was expecting to wake up to loads of news, but there isn't a lot of news out there. There's been a fresh link to Oscar Wijndal, the former Dutch starlet, previously at Ajax. That's how it's read, isn't it? Ajax, now currently plying his trade over in Belgium, which I feel for me is a very difficult deal. And it's another one of them aggregator site type deals that I think is absolute bullshit. He's currently in Belgium at Antwerp, played 18 times. I started 18 games, only one goal. Definitely a fallen star. And the AO Tanaka deal looks like it won't be as easy as first envisaged. Reason being is because Bild are reporting that he doesn't have a release clause. They are reporting that he doesn't have a release clause. This was mooted last night by Leeds all over, that said Bild in Germany claiming that AO Tanaka doesn't have a release clause in his contract, but he still could only cost Leeds United around about 4 million euros, which would be around about 3.3 million due to his contract being up next year. We know this is a tactic of Leeds United to go for players in the final years of their deal. AO Tanaka is in that situation. I did think when the release clause, I thought surely they would have just exercised it. It'd have been already on his way, but Leeds United will be trying to engineer the best deal for themselves. And what it does tell me as well is it's not guaranteed to be AO Tanaka. I think if there was a release clause, I think it would have been. But the fact that, this release clause, I mean, the Mail reported it, according to Bild, that's not the truth. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, because what that does is makes me think, right, okay, I don't think they're settled on AO Tanaka then yet. And we still might see one of the others come in. We've been linked to Ljubicic before. I don't think billing's going to happen. The Gus Hamer stuff's going to continue to be spoken about, but I just feel it's a deal that's going to be too expensive for Leeds United, if you want my honest truth on that. They want about 18 million. There's a lot of people saying, like, go out and pay it, bada bada ba. I'm not too sure. He's a great player, don't get me wrong, but 18 million's a hell of a lot of money for Leeds United, and you know, you find yourself in a situation where if you don't go up, if you get relegated, you're in Sheffield Utd situation. I've always maintained, as critical as I've been, it's not, for me, about spending money for the sake of spending money. Get the right players, and I guess you could argue Gus Hamer is certainly a right player, but I do feel that 18 million is a hell of a lot of money. That's just my opinion. I know people will disagree with me, and they could want more than that, if you know what I mean. It could even end up getting more pricier than that for Leeds United. So I'm just not too sure on it. Top player, don't get me wrong. One of the best in the division. Can't get away from that fact. I just feel that 18 million is quite a lot of money and a massive outlay for Leeds United in our current guise. If we got promoted, take him. Different story, innit? He can still do it in the Prem in a better side as well. There's no qualms about that. But when there's people like AO Tanaka and there's people like Ljubicic that can do a similar job in the position that we need, obviously more of an 8 profile as opposed to an attacking midfielder, which Hamer is. But and I think that's what we need. Do Leeds United need a 10 still, with the potential signing of Salai and what we've already got in the forward line? You know, we can't get away from them facts. I know a lot of people aren't on it, but Solomon, with an O, is a top signing at this level. And for me, I hope he can stay fit so that he can really dunk on those people that have criticised him. Him as a signing. So we'll have to wait and see, because I will be there. I will be there. But when you've got Solomon, you've got Nonto, you've got Pirro, you've got Aronson, you've got James, you've got Ramazani. It's a lot of options in there. So for me, I think the profile we need is more of an 8, more of a box-to-box 8 than an attacking midfielder, especially when we think of the control that Daniel Farke likes to have in his midfield as well. So I think 18 million's a big outlay, and when you can pick up someone like Tanaka, Ljubicic, or other midfielders they'll be looking at that we're not aware of for a fraction of the price, I'm okay with it, personally. But we'll talk more on that deal and have a look at the articles in just a second. But before we do, smash me a like on this video, as I always say. Subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit the notification bell. And because we'll be live at the drop of a hat, we know how it goes, right? Aaron says finally Joe's here. Yeah, I didn't sleep well. I didn't get up till like 10, half 10. So I had a couple of coffees, couple of shits, and a little bit of a dance, and I'm here. You know. I've been eating really poorly. I need to get my diet back on track because the toilets are fucking hard work at the minute. Christopher Spofford Chapel says, let's go. Immortal Reaper, yes, Joe. Yes, man. Bro, we cooking, 100%. Pete says, here we go. There we land. The Goat says, Ryan, big up to Ryan. Thought he was having a day off. This man don't sleep. This man don't have days off. Come on now. Flight watchers, yeah. Jet washers assemble. Morning, Joe, any incoming news? We'll get into it, bro. I hope I've answered that question now. The Goat is here. Love that old Bob. Morning, Joe. Why challenging? Hope I've answered that. Big up to Dan. Hey, Joe, the Hammer photo at Leeds. Is that fake? No, he was at Leeds. But he's really good mates with Jayden Bogle. So he was there for Jayden Bogle's debut, I think. Or it was the friendly game, wasn't it? They were just there to see Jayden Bogle. Ryan Brewster was there as well, so they went across. That's all. Everyone smash the like. Yes, please do. Morning, Hannah. I'm well. Yeah. We are waiting for the white smoke of some deal agreed post from the journos. Yeah, and that's why when I talk about the, I said Oscar earlier, Owen Wijndal deal, I think it's BS because it's come from the same account that told us we were getting someone else. I don't even know what this account is, actually. It's just popped up in the last few weeks. It's called Transfer Watch NL. Transfer news about Dutch football. But they linked us to someone else that was wide of the mark just a couple of days ago. I mean, the AFC Ajax account, don't get me wrong, massive account, 1 million followers, but they're just regurgitating what Transfer Watch NL are. And it's a player that's on the downward spiral, obviously. He spent a hell of a lot of time at Ajax. He was at Alkmaar, but now is at Antwerp in the Belgium League. Maybe he wants to try and reignite his career over in England, who knows, but I just don't see it happening. And any full-back that Leeds United gets going to be a backup. That's why I still don't get the Max Aaron stuff, if you want my honest opinion. I'd love him. Don't get me wrong, sign him if you can sign him. But I'm just not sure. Smash the like, guys. The man deserves it. Thanks for your time. Thank you very much. Do you remember Tatanka? I do that. Your videos help me treat my flu. God bless. Big up. Brother. Brother. What's that? The Santa Claus. What about Hamer? If we bid 30 million, surely we can bid 14 plus 4. Nah, but you will only pay what you feel is the player is worth. You know what I mean? And look, this might be a really poor take, but I don't think we should be paying 20 million for him. 18, I think 15 what they paid for him, but they're not going to sell him for that. Yeah, potentially, Ryan, it could be one of them, couldn't it? He could be a fail-safe if they can't get Ljubicic, if they can't, maybe the billing stuff. I'm not convinced, though, but, you know, blimey, the Daily Mail are not telling the truth. Nah, do you know what, though? The Daily Mail, when it comes to Leeds United, are on the money. So maybe they got the release clause wrong, maybe Bill's wrong, but that's just what's being reported in Germany, that the release clause isn't true. Currently no Ubers booked from Sheffield to Leeds. Wilder is obsessed with us. Yeah, so Wilder was speaking about Leeds United last night after they were beaten in the Carabao Cup. He said, these are what he said when asked about the 13 million bid for Hamer. He says, I don't know if they'll make another bid. I really don't know what they're thinking. Everyone knows what the bid is. They've brought in 120 million and trying to nick our player for what that bid is. I don't know what it was supposed to do, but it hasn't done anything, and it hasn't from Gus's point of view. So he's saying, you know, they tried to unsettle my player, tried to unsettle us. It didn't work. the taking the piss, Mickey Mouse stuff. Hence why he did that interview the other day. So it was nothing to do with the Jayden Bogle deal, by the way. It was just on one, wasn't he? It's going to create a nice little rivalry, as it always tends to do, between us and Sheffield United. Class. Nate says, don't forget Joey can play in the Prem. Are you talking about Gus there? Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, but what I don't want to is just buy players for the sake of reducing of a rival, if that makes sense. This isn't a shock, though. Are you surprised? Connie told me this yesterday. I'm not. I don't get why that's surprising for people. What did you expect we were going to be paying? We're going to be paying a lot of his wages. This is a player that is better than the Championship. Don't listen to people who tell you different. This is a guy that was on an upward trajectory just 12 months ago, that went from Shakhtar in the Champions League scoring in the Bernabeu, then went on loan to Fulham, the English Premier League. He did that well at Fulham in the short stint that he was there, that he got a free move to a top 6 club. He then, that season, in Ange Postecoglou's first season, started the first 5 games where they were unbeaten in 6 and he got goals and assists. But then he got injured. The only reason we are even able to chat to Manor Solomon is because of his injuries. You would not get a player of his ilk at the Championship. Now, he's on 60 grand a week. He's on 60 grand a week at Spurs. We're going to be paying a lot of that, 100%. And fair play to the 49ers for doing that. That's not a surprise to me. We'd have been paying Spencer's wages and Joe Rodon's wages before that. And they won't have been cheap, guys. Spence was on 25. Solomon's better than Spence. I don't know what Rodon was on at I don't know what Rodon was on at Spurs before he came to Leeds, but it won't have been cheap. This is a Premier League club, top 6 club. You forget Rutter was on 70. Bamford was on 70. Obviously, these are pre. Firpo, 60. Strauch, 50. James, 50. Aronson, 45. Llorente was on 45. These are what you pay for top-end players. And Manor Solomon's a top-end player. This is just a way to further bash the deal, in my opinion. It's a very good deal. How much? What is the going rate for Premier League players wage-wise? Let's be honest. If we're being totally honest. Folks, people like Sam Greenwood and that are on 30 grand a week. Do you think Preston are paying 30 grand a week? No. We're paying majority of that. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Now, if you look at deals that we've brought in since, according to Capology, Pirro's on 15-20. Sam Byram, 15-20. Joe Gelhardt, 15. Mateo Joseph, 15. Sam Greenwood's on a lot. Caldalo, 30k. You know, that's okay, Championship. But Manor Solomon's not a Championship player. He's just come from a top 6 side, where he only signed a new deal not too long ago. So I don't know what people expect us to be paying for a player of his ilk. Do you know, if we get a Billing or an Aarons on loan, you'd be paying something similar. What do you think Max Aarons got when he went to Bournemouth? What do you think Philip Billings on at Bournemouth? They're on a lot of money, man. This is the Premier League, right? This is the Premier League. This is how it goes. This is what you pay. Any player really nowadays is coming in and wanting at least 50k in the Prem. 100%. Sorry, Donna. I know. No days off. Sorry. Too much info, yeah. Like Parag Marate. Feet up, beer, Slovakia, 3 weeks holiday, and Joe. Big up Gary Paul. Have a nice holiday, mate. Yeah, that don't mean anything, though, does it? If you look at other results to work out whether our results are good or bad, it's just not a thing. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. What does that... I don't understand that. Like, his wage is 60, so we've agreed to pay a massive part of it. We aren't upping his wage. We aren't doing what Crystal Palace are doing with Rak-Saki. We're paying a larger portion of his wage. That's all. Maybe originally we were paying half. Do you know what I mean? But if you want the player and a club like Ajax has come in, then you have to go, okay, well, we'll pay more because we want the player. I genuinely don't think it's... that's why we call it a fallen star, Dean. Fallen star. Again, don't get too caught up in the title and that. 80 million does seem a lot for me. Yeah, I think so. All good, Andrew. Hope you're well. That's a good point, yeah. Yeah, busy day. Let's hope, because it's not... I'm not mad, he says. Seething through his ham face, 100%. So we're not getting Tanaka. No, not that. He's just, apparently, according to reports, that the release clause isn't a thing. The release clause isn't a thing. And it would sort of make sense, because if that was true, Harvey, surely we would already have him here, because there'd be no negotiating to do. If it's 2.5, whatever it was, we'd just bring him in. It's chump change. It's pocket change for a club like Leeds United. Yeah, he is, Deck. That's what I mean. I don't know what people think they've done. Now, when he was in the Prem, mate, he wasn't signing for 40 when he just got into the England setup and had scored 17 goals in the Prem. No way. I don't know what his contract situation is now in terms of relegation, maybe reduce and all that sort of stuff. Maybe it's 40k now, but when he signed his deal, it was on 70 grand a week, which you can't. I know people will think it's mad, but remember when he re-signed that deal. Remember Spurs wanted him as a backup to Kane. He'd just got an England call-up and had scored 17 goals. The club were right to offer him a new deal. I know now with hindsight it looks silly, but they were right to at the time. And you weren't getting a guy who just got an England call-up, 17 goals on 40 grand a week in the Prem. No way. Thanks, my man. Keep up the great work, yeah. For sure, it was 60 grand a week wages he was on at Spurs, so we get a discount. Yeah, we're probably just paying a larger portion. Oh God, crazy talk. Crazy talk. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not 100% Ryan. You know the drill, man. You know the drill. Rodon was on 25k at Spurs. Okay, but you're paying more for an attacking player. You know, all this sort of stuff. Solomon was already at a Premier League club, had played Champions League. 60 grand's not bad for Solomon. And the fact that we're paying that 50 or whatever it is, and that's a rumour, right? It's not like 100% on the money until we hear. Obviously, Connor's heard that from a source, but it's a source, right? If it is 100%, again, I don't think it's a mad flex. And the facts are, Solomon would not be coming to the Championship if he didn't get injured, and we weren't paying a large percent of his wages. Like, I'm looking at Bournemouth now. Philip Billing's earning 45 grand a week. So if you're getting Philip Billing on loan, you're going to be paying a lot. You're probably paying that. Will people be annoyed at that? There will also be something in this deal, by the way, that says if he gets injured and he's not playing, we won't be paying 50. 100%. The club aren't stupid. That's probably what was getting ironed out. There is not a cat in hell's chance Leeds United continue to pay 50 grand a week if he's sat on the sidelines. No way. There'll be a get-out clause and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, so I wouldn't get too like worried about that. So yeah, like if the club are willing to pay that, know that we know, right? The 49ers, what they've shown us, they're tight. They don't get the piss taken out of them. they are pretty forthright and, you know, get down to the fine minutiae detail. Let's not forget West Ham United, who've done a hell of a lot of deals, come out and said, we've never had to sign an NDA before. They operate totally different to how we've ever had to operate. So don't think that they haven't put something in there that says if he gets injured, yeah, then we'll reduce it. 100%. So we'll wait and see. So it's not the flex people think it is. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much. No, I don't know about that, but did you see the... did you see that their youth team coach was supposed to send a text, but then sent it to the... He sent it to the under-21s where he'd said that the players are rubbish, the players are lazy. Then obviously the under-21s told the first team, so then he's had to walk. But all's not good at Burnley. All's not good at Burnley. And you and Greenwood were at the same gym, makes you think. I don't fucking think so. No, did I say top rate? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, obviously, you can find holes in anything, really. But when we brought him in, he was a Spanish international. We can't forget about that. It depends. It depends, simply, Stu. It depends, doesn't it? Obviously, yeah, probably, Michael, probably. We've been done up a kipper. Yeah, it's cool, but it's what it is. Bradley Miller, who's a Fulham fan here, he says, hope Solomon does well for you guys, but I found him to be a bit of a selfish player with an ego and doesn't like to pass, but time will tell, I guess. It's what always... Attackers are like this at times, right? And that will be very frustrating. But what I would say to you, Bradley, what do you think he could do in the Championship comparative to what you've seen him do at Fulham? It's night and day, isn't it? You know? Yeah, I've been very surprised by it as well. Very surprised by it. Wijndal got any legs to it? I don't think so, mate, no. I don't see it personally. Like I say, he was in Holland for a long time, having played at Alkmaar, Ajax, but now's in Belgium. I think it's just one of them proper random like links, like that we saw earlier on in the window. That is true. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. This is what I mean. I don't think it's a big flex either, to be honest. People complain about cheap, then lose it when we pay someone not even their entire wage. Pick a lane. It's just true, man. 100%, man. 100%. 100%. And told us Smodic was a one-season wonder and, Brownhill's not good enough and all this sort of stuff, man. It's mad. Yeah, okay. Right, okay. There you go. Joe's on the money. So he was on 70, but then relegation clause sliced it down by about 45%, which is probably why he's on 40k now. So that's probably where we're at. Danny Cook's gifted one JUSTJOE football show membership. I haven't seen that, mate. I don't know if that's... which one is it? I've seen your Wales squad, but I've not seen another one. Don't know. Ings, yeah. Well, actually, that's a good point. People genuinely want Ings, right? Do you know what that guy's on? People want Ings, right? Let's have a look let's have a look what Danny Ings is on. You're going to be shocked at this. Where is it? What? 125 grand a week. What do you think you're paying? Do you know what Maxwell Cornet is on, who a lot of people in this chat told me we should get probably over Solomon? 65 grand a week. How much do you think you're paying for that? Danny Ings is on 125 grand a week. I think we should get him. Like, but you're not going to pay. You won't pay that though, Matty. You won't pay that though if he's injured, you know. 10% of the Somerville sale pays Solomon's wages for the year. Perspective, exactly. It's not bad. Yeah. It's full outrage. It's not your money. I don't know why you'd be vexed about it. Oh, okay, so you are the same person, right? Okay, because I don't understand what you want from me, bro. You had an opinion on Melier. I said you were wrong. You were right. There you go. But I don't know about like telling me you know where I live and all that sort of stuff. Do you think I'm going to engage with that? Stop being a weirdo, bro. Stop being a weirdo. That's all I'm saying. If you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation, but stop being a weirdo. Like, you came on yesterday with this account saying, oh, I want you to have a fight with that guy on King, but it's actually you. That's weird behaviour. So you came on yesterday pretending to be someone else, and now you're showing yourself and saying it's you. It's weird behaviour, mate. So that's why that sort of stuff gets you blocked. Do you know what I mean? It's weird behaviour. Like, really strange, man. There. Wijndal starts over Firpo. Not for me. Not for me, I don't think. What's an NDA? It's a non-disclosure agreement, mate, where, you know, you can't say anything about such and such. As fans, we shouldn't be enjoying and being happy with the incomings, what we all wanted, and not worry about finances. That's the 49ers' job for now. We need to have a sort of a keen eye on it. You know, because we know that it was strange in the end. I'm strange because I'm thinking of that fucking weirdo. We need to sort of have some sort of grasp on it, because we need to know further down the line. Do you know what I mean? Because we've been screwed by finances and stuff in the past. Do you know what I mean? Selfish and doesn't like a pass. Perfect Creed replays with. Love it. No planes from Dusseldorf just yet. Look out for the ones from Japan. I've heard he's had to go back to get his boots. Let's have a look. Just continuing with your comments, sorry. From a Spurs fan, if Solomon stays fit, he smashes up the Championship. Yeah, he started really well for you, didn't he? And then obviously got injured. 290 likes, over 1,000 people watching. If you haven't already, smash me a like on the video. Just sick of Crocs. Bet he hardly plays. And if that happens to be the way the cookie crumbles, then, you know, yeah, and I'll have to hold my hands up, and that's fine. Yeah, people said he would get injured. He's injured. We've wasted our time. We should have gone for someone else. 100%, and I'll be there for it. I'll be there for it, you know. But I think if you can convince him, if you can keep him fit, then it's a risk worth taking, in my opinion. It's a risk worth taking. Yes, we will, Abdul Rahman. We will. Oh, bloody hell, there's dogs fighting outside. I don't even know what that means, you know. Is that the opposite to alpha? I assume. Yeah, I have done, mate. I have done. It's just strange behaviour, man. There's something strange. Basically, there isn't a. I'm not sure on Ekram Corner, man. I'm not sure. But we'll go on what Ekram. This is the issue. So we believe there was a clause, a release clause in his contract. However, Leeds United has initiated discussions with Fortuna Dusseldorf to sign him. The German club is asking for a transfer fee of around 2.5 to 3 million. He's expressed a desire to move to England, and if the negotiations are successful, he is ready to join Leeds United. Now, what we were told yesterday by the Daily Mail was that he had a release clause for that amount, and it's been reported now in Germany at Bild that isn't the case, and he doesn't have a release clause. So it's going to be one that we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see how that transpires. Because you would think, had he have had a release clause and Leeds United were so on him, they'd have exercised that. He'd already be on the flight kind of thing. So that sort of like makes sense for me. It's like connect the dots. If he had a release clause, we're that keen on him. You know, Daily Mail was saying he could fly on this evening and stuff. It's been 24 hours past, if not a little bit more, and he's still not here. So maybe there's some negotiation to do, or maybe Leeds United are leaving that there, as my man Ryan said, as a fail-safe. Do you know? If he's fit for 70% of the season, we will be there, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I have seen that one. I have seen what that. Anyway, we move, don't we? Let's have a look. Yeah, keep politics out of the chat if we can. NDAs are very common in US business. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, big up to Joe for sending me the message. Oh, okay. Where's that? Oh, so this is according to Fabrizio Romano on Give Me Sport. I don't know how... Listen, Romano's had a bit of a tough time. Of late, but according to on Give Me Sport, this is what he's had to say. I'm not sure I agree, but he says Largi Ramazani was the number one plan for them because they obviously wanted to get a winger as soon as possible. I don't think he actually knows what's going on at Leeds United, if you want my honest opinion. He says this is why negotiations for Ramazan were quite silent, but also quite fast in terms of the club-to-club talks and also player talks. What I will say on response to that, well, we first heard about it on the 2nd of August, which was weeks before we actually got the deal done. He didn't have a clue at that time. He only tweeted out when the deal was done, and he was already on a fucking flight. He does say, but yes, the next priority they are working on is signing a striker. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think he knows, and I don't think we are signing a striker. I may be wrong, but yeah, for Leeds United, it's tapping. When he's in the Premier League, fair enough. When he had a hotline bling to Radrazani and Orta, fair enough. But not now. Not for Leeds United, not for the Championship. In actual fact, the guy who seems to have got a lot right for the Championship this season, especially when it comes to Burnley and Leeds, is Sasha Tavolieri. But yeah, and Sasha went for him last night, didn't he? And said, "You're nicking my sauces" and all this sort of stuff, which was funny. But yeah, like it. I'm quite surprised how thin on the ground it is this morning. Who do we... I don't know. Like, I don't know about Ronan Salai. I'd love Salai. I think he'd be the top of the list. But I just don't know. We need an 8. I think AO Tanaka or Lubicic still. I still think Lubicic. We've got Solomon and Ramazani. It wouldn't surprise me if we didn't get another attacker, by the way. You know? It wouldn't surprise me. Number 8 and defensive reinforcement. Defensive reinforcement or number 8. But we'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see. We will be there, though. We will cover it on the Just Joe Football Show. You know that. Billing is the best player available, even better than him. I don't think the average fan rate... Yeah, Philip Billing is quality. Again, I'm not sure... I'm not sure if that's a goer for a Championship club. I know there were a lot... I mean, remember what Nixon was saying, we will pay 18 million and Billing's going to go Sheffield United and all that. I don't think he'll leave the Premier League, if you want my honest opinion. Yeah, he did, Jack. Yeah, I've seen that as well. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I think we're going to go Europe, aren't we? We're going to go Europe. It'll be either... Well, both players playing in Bundesliga too. It's an area we're looking at in Ljubicic and AO Tanaka, so we'll have to wait and see. But there isn't a release clause on either of their deals. They're both in the final year. That's one way to check Leeds United in terms of if they're linked to a player. Go check the contract length, because it's clearly a tactic that we have employed to get players cheaper than their actual worth. So yeah, go get an 8, go get a left back, and then anything else is a massive bonus. Anything else is a massive bonus. The fuck's going on? Can hear a dog crying now, for God's sake. Hey God. Right, folks, what I want you to do, yeah, Michael, I'm growing it out, man. I'm growing it out and just keep trimming the edges and doing a bit of this, so I'm going to make it like massive, I think. Thank you. But listen, smash me a like on the video. Make sure you've got your subscriptions on, just in case anything happens. Notifications on. I'll be live at the drop of a hat. But it looks like we might be a bit quiet today. Calm before the storm. Calm before the storm. But smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out, folks.